significant damage and stretching the country's emergency resources. And the inaugural Pet Conference, which explores, among other things, how new technology, including stem cell, is transforming animal care. We'll tell you more. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. Prime Minister Philip Davis concluded a series of high-level engagements in Washington, D.C. today, including meetings with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and U.S. Department of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The discussions were cordial, constructive, and held in the spirit of mutual respect and regional cooperation. Topics discussed included regional security, economic development, digital assets, and strengthening bilateral relations between the United States and the Bahamas. Prime Minister Davis also shared the Bahamas' perspective on labor cooperation in the healthcare sector and opportunities for deeper engagement in trade and financial reform. The Prime Minister is expected to brief members of the press tomorrow, where he'll provide details on the outcome of his visit and the next steps in advancing the Bahamas' international agenda. Here's what Office of the Prime Minister's Press Secretary Kesha Adderley shared on the discussions this morning.
He does also want to make it very clear that the Bahamas does not participate or support human trafficking, forced labor, or anything of that sort. Our standing as Tier 1 in the latest human trafficking report issued by the United States bears that out. Prime Minister returns to the capital tomorrow, and of course, we should have some feedback on the outcomes of that meeting at that time.
Meantime, assertions by opposition leader Michael Pintard that the Prime Minister is looking to call an early election are being shot down tonight. OPM Press Secretary Kesha Adderley told reporters the nation's chief has given no indication that he plans to call a snap election, noting he plans to continue to fulfill the PLP's 2021 blueprint for change.
He continues to work on key objectives like lowering the cost of living, improving the quality of life for Bahamians. We can look at cost-cutting measures like the reduction in VAT, the big slash in electricity bills, the sourcing of food from new sources so that they aren't priced out of the reach of Bahamians, the constructions of homes here in New Providence and on the Family Islands, 120 completed and counting. So that is what the Prime Minister is focused on, and I would sooner focus on the more delivery of the objectives of the administration than an election date, including a very big announcement very soon.
Global shifts, rising costs, geopolitical tensions, and evolving economic policies are forcing local tourism officials to work around the clock to capitalize on opportunities that will hopefully boost tourist numbers heading into the busy summer months. To aid this effort, officials are relying on their strong partnerships, bold promotions, and a growth-driven approach. Mokesh Lapinder has a story.
The demand for the Bahamas remains high.
Tourism officials aren't letting the fall off in first quarter figures dampen plans to retain the country's coveted spot as a premier destination. As reported, the Bahamas pulled in 3.3 million visitors between January and March, a 9% uptick over where things stood the same time last year. Of that figure, some 2.8 million tourists were cruise passengers, an increase of 11.5%. On the other hand, though, air arrivals are at 487,000, a 3% shortfall. In the case of stopover visitors, a 4% drop.
I think that the first thing that we look at is uncertainty. From a geopolitical perspective, there's been some shifts. What I'm really excited about is that the impact has only been 4% from the stopover perspective. Amidst the uncertainty, there's also opportunities. Because of our strong global relationships, it makes the Bahamas very attractive for the U.S. market, the Canadian market, the European market, the Latin American market. And so we've doubled down. And so for us, with all of our targeting campaigns, it's important that we remain top of mind.
And according to Tourism Director General Atia Duncombe, this calls for charting a steady course forward, keeping a keen eye on its larger and more influential source markets like the United States, Canada, Europe, and the UK, and Latin America.
Our recently concluded Instant Savings campaign drove strong bookings, while brand activations such as the Times Square takeover out-of-home advertising Lenny Kravitz, and a robust digital strategy helped to keep the Bahamas top of mind. New routes from Ottawa and Halifax and added summer capacity from Montreal are now in place, offering greater accessibility. British Airways anchors connectivity, and we continue to collaborate with key tour operators supported by out-of-home and multilingual campaigns. With tailored messaging, enhanced connectivity through key regional hubs, and consistent trade engagement, we're positioning the Bahamas for sustained growth and increased visitor flow from Latin America.
The end goal is to keep the Bahamas up front and center. After all, second and third quarter tourism numbers depend on it. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Makushla Pinder.
Thanks, Makushla. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Chester Cooper to meet with travel advisors, a number of whom are in town celebrating their annual Appreciation Month that offers up special bookings, giveaways and initiatives.
Maintain strong partnerships with international meeting planners and have consistent presence at influential platforms such as the CHTA Marketplace, IMEX Frankfurt, IMEX America, Virtuoso Travel Week, among others. These efforts ensure that the Bahamas remains top of mind in the competitive space.
Still to come, the first ever pet conference underway. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
More fires impacting the capital, causing increased concern for residents while also highlighting the need to minimize littering, especially in areas where fires are becoming more frequent. Lloyd Allen reports.
The scene of the latest fire here in the capital. This is in the area of Unison Road, just off Carmichael Road. Fire officials were here, and this was just shortly after 12 on Tuesday. Now, they've contained the fire for the most part, but in pockets, in areas just like this, we see fire still continuing. And according to residents, this fire started from last night.
The fire started about 9 o'clock last night, and according to they was able to finish the fire last night, but it started again this morning.
Resident LaRouche Morley says from the start, residents assisted. And as for its cause,
I think it's the weather, because, you know, the fire's happening all about.
Morley expressed concerns for similar fires across the country.
Speaking to a friend yesterday in Abaco, she told me her property almost got burned down. There was a big fire.
Now, a similar fire also erupted in the East Street South area with an eerily similar circumstance, according to an eyewitness. Any advice for fire officials?
What they have to do is they got to remember climate is changing, so it's getting hotter. So more time and it'll be trash like glass balls, and once the sun hit the glass ball, it intends to light the bush.
Now, while fire officials are doing all they can to minimize these occurrences, we're also noting at these scenes elements like this, which are clear signs of human impact, and we're asking the public to simply take better precaution in protecting our country. Reporting from East Street South for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks, Lloyd. It's Nurses Month, and nurses at Princess Margaret Hospital chose a school to celebrate their annual pep rally Tuesday morning. And if the group of nurses have anything to do with it, they hope the students will enter the field of nursing one day. Our Daniel Dean tells us more tonight.
Every May, with the help of detailed, lively demonstrations intended to inform the public about the inner workings of nursing, the nurses give back to a group in the community. And Judith P. Thompson principal Katharina Williams couldn't be more grateful this year was their turn. As the survey shows, a number of her students aim to enter nursing.
I'm amazed at what they want to become, and we are here to share with them that the sky is the limit, that you have the potential within you, but there are some things that you must do, even from this age, to ensure that it happens. And this is a part of that holistic vision of empowering the next generation. Their theme is future nurses, and so I believe that we do have some future nurses in our community.
Nursing officer Candice Campbell advised that nursing is an ever-growing profession that requires more than just surface-level effort.
Once you come into the profession, you have to be prepared to be a caring person, an understanding person, and a person who is willing to always advance your skills.
But little sixth grader Kamaya Curry is more than up for the challenge.
I'm very gentle with people. I love kids, and I love to have fun. I really saw my mom. She was like practicing to be a nurse, and I wanted to follow in her footsteps, and I wanted to also help other people, and like I want to help babies to save their lives.
Deputy Principal Nursing Officer responsible for clinical services says nursing is not a walk in the park, but in the moments it's not.
Our job as leaders, nursing leaders, is to encourage our staff, incentives. There's not always pay involved, but sometimes persons just need to know that you are supported and that you are there for them, and whatever it is that we can do to assist them, we do that.
Okay, now let's say nurses roar!
Surrounded by our future nurses at Judith P. Taylor School, reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Veterinarian scientists and pet lovers gathered at Goldwyn Resorts this weekend for the inaugural Pet Conference. The event, produced by the Bahamas Humane Society, is part of the Veterinary Medical Association's goal of exploring how new technology, including stem cell technology, is transforming animal care. Association President Dr. Deandra Delancey Milford says that this groundbreaking research will make caring for pets much easier than before.
Now, with stem cell therapy, you can have one injection treatment into the joint that can actually reestablish that joint, make them young again for arthritis. And you can also get stem cells injection into the eye and actually, fill in that ulcer, and there's no need to actually undergo surgery or long-term topical eye treatments.
Spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, was among the conference speakers, and she noted that this is the perfect event and perfect opportunity to educate the public on the future of animal care in the country.
We will be advocating for more humane practices with the introduction of this stem cell therapy, and we will also further educate people in our communities, letting them know that if their pets are ill, they don't have to give them up. There's hope to get them better with the advancement of stem cell therapies. So we can educate people more and encourage them more to adopt pets.
The end of an era for the country as the last Bahamian woman who served during World War II has died. In a press release Tuesday, the Bahamas branch of the British Legion confirmed the passing of 100-year-old acting corporal Doreen Carmel Jones Rickards. She died at her home in Kingston, Jamaica on Monday.
She was born on the island of New Providence on the 19th of September 1924. She served as a part of the Brave 11. We always talk about these Brave 11 females that joined the war call. and she was one of them. Once we found out that she was alive here in the Bahamas, we celebrated her for the past 10 years. And we're sending out condolences to her family that lives here in Nassau. She has a very large family, and so on behalf of the British Legion, Bahamas branch, and our board of directors and widows, we would officially send condolences out to the Rickards family.
According to Bahamas branch of the British Legion Chairman Adina Charlot, the next step is to alert the British Legion regional office, along with providing continued support to the surviving spouses of the veterans.
Once we found out that she was alive here in the Bahamas, we celebrated her for the past 10 years. And we're sending out condolences to her family that lives here in Nassau. She has a very large family, and so on behalf of the British Legion, Bahamas branch, and our board of directors and widows, we would officially send condolences out to the Rickards family. When a veteran dies, we have to officially notify the regional office of the British Legion, which is the Royal Canadian British Legion, and they would in turn inform and advise the British Legion International in London, so that the veteran's name can be removed from the register. And after her death, this officially closes the register of the Bahamas veterans. So now we serve only 14 spouses.
Mijal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. I'm Mijal.
Day one of the primary school track nationals in the books. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Striping, a Bahamian company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Mijal Knowles, topping sports. Dozens of young athletes from throughout the Bahamas descending on the capital for the 2025 Frank Pancho Ramming Primary School Track Nationals. Our intern, Swanson Gibson Jr., recapping the Day 1 performances.
Day one of the Frank Pancho Ramming Primary School Track and Field Nationals, and the kids are already off to an amazing start. We have 72 primary schools from both the Family Islands and New Providence competing, vying for the title of national champion. We would have had the 1,200, 800, and 200 meters take place for both the boys and girls finals. We also would have had champions crowned for both the shot put and long jump earlier today. Here's a recap of what transpired. It was a competitive start to this installment of the Primary School Nationals. The sun was scorching at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, but that did not keep the young athletes from performing at a high level. In the under-11 boys 1,200 meters, Liam Bethel and Caden Edgecombe led the pack neck and neck for most of the race. But it would be Bethel of Palmdale Primary shifting into another gear and coming out on top as the victor.
Me and my coach had a plan, and I know I could fulfill that plan because I run out here all the time for a professional track team. So I know if you get out too fast, you're gonna lose the race. So I just know how to run it.
Clary E. Evans, primary out of Andrews, has been getting it done on the track back home and looks to further that success here in the capital. Coach Candace McPhee explained how they'll do just that.
We just encourage them to do their best, and we reminded them that they can do all things through Christ that strengthen them, and just go there and fight. Our kids would have won the district sports in North Andres, so we just told them, do what you did when you was in Andres, come and display it here, all on the track in Nassau.
BACO Secretary Denisha Curry expressed immense excitement towards the youthful talent on display.
We really want to say hats off to those coaches and those schools that would have put the time into these students that we would see have prepared, I believe, for months just to get here today to show the talents that they have. And we know that this is where our golden girl and our golden boy would have started.
More than a dozen events are slated for Wednesday, with the first beginning at 9:30 a.m. Throughout the day, the 100, 400, 4x1, and 4x75 relays take place for both boys and girls. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Shifting gears from this weekend, Special Olympics Bahamas hosting their bocce nationals at the Stapleton School. Similarly, a number of athletes from various islands participating. We caught up with them along with an organizer about the competition.
Basically, it's a beach or yard sport where you have the patina, and each team has a colored ball, and the goal is to get it as close to the yellow patina as possible. And it's really interesting to watch the athletes play it because there is a lot of strategy. It sounds simple, but there's a lot of strategy in how you do it, moving it, and the game can change really quickly.
The competition was grand. It was good to see the unity between the islands and all that came together to play. It was very good because we had a nice hot day in the sun, but we came together and got the job done.
Competition was a little bit difficult, but we done this before. We came second, so we just gotta take every game with a grain of salt.
It was very good. Plenty of people telling me that I play good and I think I look good while I play.
What was the competition like between you and Adad?
The competition was pretty easy. At first I was really scared of Grand Bahama, but not too much. And then after that, we've been winning all the games.
As for the overall results, in fourth place would be the New Providence Marlins. In third, Team Grand Bahama. In second, the New Providence Flamingos. And your overall team winner, would go to ABCO. News from the Diamond, the Junior Baseball League of Nassau got some bragging rights over their rival league in New Providence, winning the 10 and under division. The Bahamas Baseball Association's 10 under Family Island mini tournament at Millers Park in Millers, Long Island over the weekend. JBLN defeated Freedom Farm 8-5 in the championship game on Saturday. The Farmers would claim the silver medal, and the Long Island Baseball Association would win the bronze. Casey Hanna winning the MVP award for his performance at the plate. PBA President Clarence McKenzie.
This is the second of a series of tournaments in Long Island. So we have the 9-10 division. Long Island was grateful to host. And so we have teams from Nassau, Freedom Farm, Baseball League, and Junior Baseball League that's competing in this tournament now. Okay, so right after this tournament, we gear up for our Senior Nationals, which is going to be at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. We would have all the islands leagues come in, 16 and under and 23 and under. And then immediately after that, we have our Junior Nationals, which will be here in Freeport, Grand Bahama, from June 19th to 22nd. And we expect all the major leagues, all the powerhouses, Family Island leagues to be represented, all competing for the championship in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Let's look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
This is The Rundown, giving you the story behind the story with a new perspective every Thursday with host Ahmad Rashad Thompson. This is The Rundown.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Nika B, and I'm bringing you the heat with my crew on The Drop. We vibing, we reacting.
Hot videos.
We talking to the hottest music producers,
hot interviewers,
Bahamian artists, and Bahamian DJs. Trust me, y'all ain't never want to miss this energy on The Drop.
This your boy Shine 242, and if you want exclusive interviews, hot videos, hot music, then tune into The Drop, man.
It's only right here on The Drop, exclusively on ZNS.
Let's go, man.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royce. The dry conditions continue, but that could be short-lived as we have a mid to upper level trough that is expected to move into northwest Bahamas according to our computer models, and that could elevate the rain chance as we head into the weekend. Right now, you can see quite a bit of that is happening over central Florida, and hopefully some of that will drift into our area as we head into the weekend. Now, your temperatures around the islands, 76 degrees in Marshall, Abaco, Green, Tulkey at 78. Also, Freeport, Grand Bahama reporting 78 degrees, 77 in the Berry Islands. Allenstown, Bimini on the warm side at 81 degrees, 78 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, and Camp Space Andros, also Black Point, Exuma. And we pick up some 77s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 76, 77s again in Ragged Island, Clarence-Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Magona, and Acklands. Matthew-Town, Inagua at 81 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And our satellite pictures showing that clouds associated with that deep layer trough over Florida that's going to eventually work its way into the northwest Bahamas, increasing the rain chance as we head into the weekend. Tonight, though, we're going in for mostly clear conditions with a low temperature of 72 degrees, and tomorrow, mostly sunny, very beautiful weather conditions with a high temperature reaching up to 84 degrees. And the extended weather forecast looking like this. Nice weather right through Friday, but come Saturday, we'll see the wind start to pick up a bit, and then we'll have some clouds pulling into the forecast on Sunday, and by Monday, you'll see some scattered showers developing, and that will continue as that deep layer trough works its way into our area. Temperature-wise, though, it's going to be not too bad for the next couple of days, but you'll see temperatures peaking starting on Saturday, reaching about 88 degrees, near the 90-degree mark as we head into the early part of next week. So it's going to be very, very hot and humid. So once again, we're asking you to keep yourself hydrated during the daytime. Royce?
That's great advice, Basil. Thank you as always. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Tonic Williams Darden Highway, I'm Tajaro Hudson. This is ZNS.